What if the real reason most people struggle financially isn't because they're making bad decisions, but because they're making completely normal ones? Think about that. Not reckless, not irresponsible, just normal. Because normal today is quietly expensive. And the scary part? If you follow the same financial habits as everyone else, you'll likely end up exactly where they are. In this video, we're going to break down the hidden cost of being financially normal and why average thinking is one of the biggest obstacles to building real wealth. Let's get one thing clear first. This isn't about judging people. It's about understanding patterns. Because money is rarely about intelligence. It's about behavior. And most financial behaviors are learned from family, from friends, from society. And over time, they start to feel normal. But normal doesn't always mean effective. In fact, when it comes to money, normal often leads to struggle. 1. Normal means spending what you earn. For most people, if income goes up, spending goes up. It feels natural. You earn more. You upgrade your lifestyle. Better apartment, nicer clothes, more convenience. And on the surface, it feels like progress. But here's what's really happening. Your financial life expands just enough to keep you in the same position. No real leverage. No real freedom. Just a more expensive version of the same life. And because everyone around you is doing the same thing, it feels completely fine. But wealth isn't built by matching your lifestyle to your income. It's built by creating a gap between the two. 2. Normal means avoiding discomfort. Most people avoid financial discomfort. They don't want to budget. They don't want to track spending. They don't want to say no to things because it feels restrictive. But here's the truth. Discomfort is where control begins. If you can't say no to small things, you'll struggle to say yes to bigger opportunities. Wealth often requires short-term discipline for long-term freedom, but normal behavior chooses comfort now and pays for it later. 3. Normal means delaying important decisions. I'll start saving next month. I'll invest when I have more money. I'll figure it out later. This is one of the most common patterns. Not because people don't care, but because there's always something more urgent. And time feels like something you have plenty of, until you don't. Because the biggest cost in finance isn't always money. It's delay. Every year you wait, you lose time that could have been working for you. And the longer you delay, the harder it becomes to catch up. 4. Normal means relying on income alone. Most people depend entirely on their job. One source of income, one stream, one system, and it feels stable until it isn't. Because income alone doesn't create security. It creates dependence. If that income stops, everything else is affected. Wealth, on the other hand, is built on multiple layers. Savings, investments, assets that generate income. But normal thinking stops at earning and never evolves into building. 5. Normal means confusing consumption with progress. This one is subtle. Buying something new often feels like progress. New phone, new car, new lifestyle upgrade. It creates the feeling that you're moving forward. But in reality, you might just be maintaining an image. Because consumption can feel like growth, even when it's not. Real progress isn't always visible. It's not always exciting. Sometimes it looks like saving, investing, saying no, things that don't feel impressive in the moment. But over time, they create real change. 6. Normal means ignoring the system. Most people use money without understanding how it actually works. They earn, spend, save a little, but they never step back and ask, how does this system really operate? Things like taxes, inflation, compounding, debt structures. These aren't just technical topics. They shape your financial life. And ignoring them doesn't make them go away. It just means you're playing a game without knowing the rules. 7. Normal means following the crowd. If everyone around you is doing something, it starts to feel right, even if it's not effective. Because humans are wired to follow patterns, to fit in, to avoid standing out. But when it comes to money, following the crowd often leads to average results. And average results rarely create financial freedom. Because the path to wealth isn't crowded. It's usually quieter, less obvious, and sometimes uncomfortable. 8. Normal means underestimating small decisions. Most people focus on big financial moments. Salary, major purchases, big opportunities. But ignore the small, daily decisions. How you spend, what you prioritize, what you repeat. These small actions compound over time, and they shape your financial reality more than you think. Because wealth isn't built in one moment. It's built in patterns. 9. Normal means avoiding financial conversations. Money is one of the most important areas of life. Yet many people avoid talking about it. They don't ask questions. They don't seek clarity. They don't challenge their assumptions. Because it feels uncomfortable. But silence creates ignorance. And ignorance creates mistakes. Sometimes a single conversation can change your entire perspective on money. 10. Normal means having no clear direction. And this might be the most important one. Most people don't have a clear financial direction. They're not necessarily reckless, but they're not intentional either. They save sometimes, spend when needed, hope things work out. But hope isn't a strategy. Without direction, it's easy to drift, to miss opportunities, to repeat the same patterns year after year. The truth is, being normal with money isn't neutral. It comes with a cost, a quiet, long-term cost that most people only notice later in life. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that's where everything changes. Because you don't need to be extreme. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional, to question patterns, to make slightly better decisions, to think a little differently than the crowd. Because over time, that difference becomes everything. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe to Wealth Decode for more deep, practical insights on money, behavior, and building real wealth. And tell me in the comments, what's one normal money habit you've started to question?